Hi guys, my name is Adam Cooper from My Halifax, and if you're new to the channel, we make videos about events happening throughout Halifax every week. And for this week, we are at Rock for Mental Health, and we'll be interviewing one of the performing bands, Dali Van Gogh. Okay, so we're here with Dali Van Gogh, and they have taken a break from their sound check to do a quick interview with us. Thank you guys very much for agreeing to this.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
What made you guys get involved with Rock for Mental Health?
We were asked by actually Rowan, who's up there setting up his gear right now, who's one of the organizers. He works with MDANS, which is Mood Disorders Association of Scotia, and they're a big part of kind of putting this event together. And he just kind of heard about us apparently while we were on our tour in Ontario, and asked if we could get involved.
We're going to link all the information below about the mental health charities that they're supporting, so please check the links below and support the mental health charities any way you can. It's really important that we end the stigma of mental health, and events like this do a really good job of doing this. Now, you mentioned your tour, guys. That sounds a lot of fun. I've always wanted to know, because I don't have a musical bone in my body, what's it like to write a song and then basically throw it into an album?
It's certainly fulfilling. I'm sure we can all agree with that.
Certain songs also have different ways they come together. Some songs, you have an idea, you follow the idea, you do part A, B, C, and D, write it like that, and you do it in a very traditional kind of structured making way. Other songs just kind of like God Help Me, I Like It. People are jamming one day, and then
15 minutes.
A couple of minutes later we have a single, and we're like, wow, that happened.
I also find the whole process is very much the kind of thing that it's transformative is not the word I'm looking for. It's kind of, it can give you some surprises, I guess, in a way, if you look at what you're thinking of and envisioning when you start versus what you wind up chasing when you're finished, because you probably enter the process with some vision of what you want and some array of songs that you have. But I mean, I know for us, we spent a lot of time trying to after having written and developed our material, kind of go back and reanalyze it and get outside opinions on it.
Yeah.
And so that process was really interesting because it I think ultimately led to a better album. It was not necessarily exactly the album that we had imagined at first. So it's almost kind of exciting in that way because it's interesting to see. It's a bit of a surprise for us too.
Sometimes you sit on riffs for months and months, and then you bring it to the band and you have a distinct idea of where you want to take the song, and then sometimes someone will just add an extra riff to it. All of a sudden it becomes the best song you've ever written because of other members. So it's also cool bringing something just from something you noodle in your bedroom to five guys and make the best rock songs you've ever written.
And I think that's one of the best things about this group is that I don't think any of us really ever hold on to a song really tight or this is the song, I wrote it, we're going to play it like this. We're all very, very open to, here's some ideas, let's develop it into something. And no one comes in, like I said, with a specific idea of where they want the song to end up. Sometimes you end up there, but very often we've come in with some ideas or riffs or whatever, and we end up in a completely different spot than where we started. When it comes to developing that into a whole album, it's kind of interesting because generally, for the most part, we set out to write an album. And this specific one, a lot of the themes and ideas came from a house fire that I went through about 2 years ago. Lost my recording studio, lost the house, and so a lot of it developed from that. I brought a lot of ideas to it, and then people kind of ran with some of those themes in the band, the different guys doing the writing. We also had a lot of help from a friend of ours, Ethan Anderson, who'll be here later tonight. He's a radio host on CKDU shows Drag the Waters. He was a big help for me in processing through the fire, and so he could take a lot of what I was going through and verbalize it better than I could. So he helped with a lot of the lyrics and things like that.
Now, how long have you guys been playing together?
As a whole, I guess just a little over a year.
Well, here's the interesting thing, okay? So today is 1 year to the day since our first show back.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's pretty cool to have come from, our first show was at Monty's in Halifax, or in Dartmouth, and then 1 year later we're playing the Marquee. So we've come a long
It's been
way.
a hell of a year.
So with your new album, do you guys all have the same kind of favorite song, or is there a track that means more to you individually depending on who wrote it?
I guess I'll start. Songs I'm attached to kind of change with my moods a lot of the time. There are days where like Fear or Babylon neither of which I wrote, are like the main songs that I kind of like gravitate towards. But a lot of times I'm listening to Dark Passenger and Black Scale.
So we're going to have to come outside because they were doing a sound check. So we're going to pick up the interview from where we left off. Okay, so before the sound check started, we were talking about which was kind of your favourite song on the album.
Yep.
Carry away.
Well, as I said, my favorites really depend on my mood. If I need to like psych myself up for something, Gravedigger, Black Scales tends to work. So is Dark Passenger. I find every song just kind of has a different bit of meaning for me for the most part. Torn to Pieces is a deeply personal song for me, so I don't really look at it the same way some other people do because I approach it from a different perspective. I love them all, although as far as performing, I'd say the two from my album I love performing the most would be Gravedigger, Soul Food, and Black Scales, easily.
Favorite song to play live is probably Soul Food, because no matter how the show's going, technical difficulties wise, monitor problems, every time we play that song, I feel like the band kind of tightens together a little bit. It's right in the middle of the set, so it's a perfect spot.
Yeah,
the band kind of.
I like referring to Soul Food as that like gear shift moment, or like kind of like just okay, we're doing that.
For me, I mean, God Help Me is certainly got a special place, I think, for all of us. As Jad said, he just kind of brought it in, and we jammed it like twice, and then Scotto threw down some vocals on it, like he said.
I wrote them like 2 months before, and
3 weeks later, we tracked the thing and put it out. Like it came together faster than any piece of music I've ever worked on. It's been over a year now since it came out, and it's still being played on radio all over the place. It's getting nominated for awards.
It ended up charting in Europe.
Charted in Europe. It got nominated for the Canadian Songwriting Competition. We made the semifinals in the rock category for it. And it's as I said this in lots of interviews. It's kind of the gift that keeps on giving. The fact, and it was kind of that moment where we all kind of like really like, okay, we're a band now. Yeah. Like everything kind of clicked, and then from there, moving forward with the rest of putting together the record, it went really, really, really smooth. There's no more struggling. We all kind of knew, okay, this is kind of where we're going, and we went that way. Fear is a song that came together. We talk about when you have a vision for a song, and sometimes it ends up somewhere else. That song literally came out exactly as I heard it in my head. And it was like it's a piece from a bigger concept record that I was working on that I just kind of dropped in because I thought it would fit with what we were doing. And it literally, like, when I heard that song, I knew that we could do the concept record if we wanted to, because it would come out, the vibe of it, musicality of it, everything came together exactly as I hoped it would. So that's probably my favorite one overall on the record.
It's interesting. I feel like I'm really biased from the creative process. I mean, we all are, but like I basically never listened to records that I was involved in making after they're out. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. It's done. It's out there for other people. Yeah. But I guess with I think pretty much everyone else so far, I really love playing Soul Food live. It's a lot of fun. I have nothing else, just for the adrenaline rush that I get out of it. It's a good one. I like the way that both of the sort of softer tunes on the record came out. Fear being one of them, and the other one being Torn to Pieces, which is the album finale. Definitely the softest song on the record. It was very satisfying, that one. That might be a little bit of selfishness here, because we all just got together and cut like a lot of the backing vocals for it, and I just had a lot of fun doing the backing vocals for that song, so that probably influenced me big time. But I guess that's more or less my answer. I mean, it fluxes. There's little things about all of them that, I think is cool or stands out, at least to me.
Favorite song on the album for me is definitely Gravedigger. My favorite band personally is Monster Truck, and that song to me is a huge Monster Truck influence, especially the keys. I wrote the keys for that with Monster Truck in mind. And then playing live wise, it's definitely Soul Food.
It really seems to be,
on that song.
Jad's right. Like, no matter what's going on, by the time we get to Soul Food in the set, normally whatever the issues are, have been worked the hell out.
So what's your next big target? Because you guys seem to be building a nice head of momentum. So if you could give yourself kind of, this is what we're shooting for, what would it be?
Well, it's interesting actually, because one of the major targets was to start getting into places like the Marquee. Yeah. We played Olympic Hall, played the Kennard Center, and now we've got the Marquee. And obviously hope to continue doing that. We want to hit Newfoundland. We definitely want to get back to Ontario, but I think the big focus is going to be larger scale events, festivals, large-scale fundraisers, that kind of thing. We do have some stuff coming up. I mean, we're doing this. We're heading to PEI at the end of the month.
Yep.
And then we're going to be doing a video release show for a new music video
We're outside
that is
looking in.
tentatively booked the 25th at Terry's Place in Sackville. That'll be a big show. There'll be no cover charge. And then our year-end show will be mid-December at Big League.
So in terms of like your merch and music, where's people going to find you?
Best place to find us, period, is DaliVanGoghMusic.com. From there, you can get to everything else. You can get to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. There's links on there to find our merch, to be able to look at the record. There's demos. There's like 30-second clips of the whole album. You can buy the album direct there. For merch, I mean, I would hope that you come to our show. Come see us and talk with us and stuff. We'll hook you up with t-shirts and ball caps and all that kind of stuff.
We're going to link the information to their website so you can check out some of the merch and also find out what they're playing next. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we're looking forward to watching play later.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
So that's the end of this week's My Halifax. I want to say a big thank you to Dali Van Gogh. That was super cool of you guys to let us interview you. We're so looking forward to the show, and we're actually going to play some of it for you guys now in case you didn't come to the show, but definitely go and check out these guys. They're super cool, homegrown, and it's always nice to see that. We've also linked the information below to their website and also to the Canadian Mental Health Society, just because that's a really important cause and that's what this is all about. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next week.
Take two.